Hello everybody, this is Serpent and welcome back to another Minecraft video. In this one I will be showing you how to use negative potion effects. So the way this works is that generally a potion effect command is just affecting the closest player or some player with an effect for a number of seconds with an amplifier of X. And that will result in a normal potion effect for however long you expected it to be. However, if you up the amplifier, for example, to 127, something fairly expectable happens. It's quite dramatic, but still fairly expectable. Large number, large amplifier, large effect. However, if you go 1 over 127, if you go to 128, you can't jump at all. Now, this is because we have strayed from the realm of the normal into negative potion effects. And 128 is a... well, okay, 128 is a fairly drastic negative potion effect. It's the 127 effect, except for negative potion effects. For example, in other words, it is a very strong negative jump boost. So if we go up to 255, because that's how this works, you 255 down to 128 is the equivalent of 0 up to 127. In other words, 255 is the equivalent of 0 but for negative potion effects, and 254 is the equivalent of 1. It increases in power the closer you get to 128 or 127, either way. in both cases, in fact. So that's fairly easy to remember. Now, if we go to 255, some of these are a little bit different, a little bit special, odd, whatever you want to call it, at the limit of the negative potion effects at 255. So you can see that if I teleport myself up, I take some damage. However, even though as I just displayed, the teleportation of 5 blocks up damages you, if I have this potion effect of 255 on me, I take no damage, even though I jump a normal height. So that's a little bit odd, and many of these potion effects have something slightly odd to them, such as that, on the 255 level. So if you want to find something specific out, you probably ought to just, search it up. Search it up. However, that's not quite the end of it. For example, 253, this is getting into the actual negative potion effects, and that means that, well, the number 253 means 2 below 255, so that's a negative, an increase in the power of the subtraction to your jump boost of an amplifier of 2. And as you can see, that means that, well, I'm in creative, so every now and then I jump. I fly, I mean. But that means that I can no longer jump up a full block. In fact, I might not even be able to jump up a half slab. I'm not sure about that. But anyway. So that's negative potion effects and how they work. I'm just going to show you one more example, Levitation. For example, well, I just said example, but for example, Levitation of 255, it will, well, I click this and I can't jump. Can't jump because of course you can't jump when you're levitating, at least not when you're in the air. But if I'm flying right now, but if I equip this and then stop flying, I still float, and when the potion effect runs out, I drop. So that's a quirk for the 255 of Levitation. It holds you straight in the position that you are currently at. Except, of course, you can move on the X and Z. Now, moving on to 254, it's a little bit different in that you can equip it, and then it floats you down gradually. Now, you'd think that with that feather-light landing, you would not take fall damage, right? But sadly that is not the case for the player. Whoa. Yeah, Quirks. Sadly that is not the case for the player though, like we just discovered. You end up hitting the ground and you take damage for the distance you fell, and then apparently you bounce. So, the next one I wanted to show you in the Levitation Odyssey is a little bit more strong in that direction. You can see that it's a lower number, which means it is a higher effect, a higher negative number, if you will. A further from absolute zero negative effect. So, what this means is that when you equip it, you float down rather faster. And similarly, you do indeed take damage for that fall, if you're in survival. And that was the wrong command. See, you take damage. And then apparently you continue bouncing. Couldn't find game mode 1 fast enough. Now, that's about that for the negative potion effects. The overview of this is, if you want a negative potion effect, you need to go into your command block, and instead of applying negative 5 or something, for the equivalent of negative 5, you would put in 250, because that's how the data in the NBT tag is stored, or that's how the NBT data is stored. So, like I said, the potion effect will become ever stronger the closer you get to 127 or 128, those two, in both cases, in positive potion effects and negative potion effects. And if you want a couple quirky things that you can get from some of the potion effects, you can look that up, and generally that will be found at level 255, the limit, the start of the negativity. So, hopefully this video was helpful. If you have questions, of course, put them in the comments section. I would warn, however, that not all potion effects have the option to become negative. Most of them do. Instant health, jump boost. However, I didn't see speed being one of those. That's probably because it already has a negative counterpart, slowness. So, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and I shall see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.